Hi, Soul Family. I just got home from the grocery store. I had to run up and get cat food, and it's so cold. It's like 34 degrees or something ridiculous for Canyon Lake, which is crazy, right, for here? But, so I'm wearing my coat. I've got the cutest outfit on, but I'm wearing my coat because and I got the heater going. The heat kept blowing out in this place because my landlord's wiring is all messed up, and the circuit breakers keep exploding on us, and this is interesting. I'm going to bring this up. There's going to be a reason for it, because my check engine light comes on, then goes off for like 2 months, comes on, and then my tire sensor started flashing, right? Actually, at first it was on, and then it started to flash, so I went and I had the guy check it, and he said, there's nothing in your tires. Tires are fine, but there's a little battery that is either going out, or I'm looking on the screen, and there's a little spot right there. Now it's gone. It's funny because it was landing right in the cleft of my chin, which sometimes is very pronounced. I think that's interesting. My twin has a very pronounced cleft. So anyway, I said, well, what does that mean? I said, my check engine light came on, and then it went off for like 2 months, and then it came on, and my friend checked it with his sensors, and he's saying that there is an issue with the catalytic converter, but it doesn't make sense to me that it would go off and then come on, unless it's just a warning that something's about to go, right? So I asked him I said, it's going to be a problem for me if that light stays on, because then if my tire gets low, or I get a nail in my tire, the sensor is constantly on, so it's going to throw me. So if your sensor is constantly on, it's going to throw you off, and you're not going to be able to understand what you need to pay attention to. This is amazing. I'm getting this now. I was so exhausted yesterday, like beyond exhausted. I had pushed myself way too far. I'd been working crazy hours constantly without taking a break. And I got to the place where I was absolutely delirious, nauseated. I was so tired. And I tried to sleep, and my cat wouldn't let me sleep. She wanted food. So it's like the outside interference. Wow, look what I'm looking at. That's my night birth, right? And look at trying to drown out the voices that are, or everyone else, or all the multitasking, and getting to a place of being grounded and allowing spirit to carry you, because the horse always represents spirit coming for assistance, right? So you got to go from this place, Sherry, and get yourself grounded and get yourself back up into your higher self, which is that place, right? I love these two messages. They come out and they give me lots of messages for many different reasons. So I went to sleep. Finally, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't even freaking breathe. And I was talking online, and in the end, I ended up staying up until, oh God, I don't know, it was ridiculous, 2 a.m, and I was already so dead tired. So I took a over-the-counter, like Tylenol PM, and I slept until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then I did a reading, which was amazing. It was such an amazing reading, and I talking about sensor lights. If your sensor light is constantly on, if you're always on red alert, you're not going to pay attention to what's going on, right? You're not going to be able to pay attention when something is off, because you're constantly having it on. So interesting, I did a reading for someone, and they're constantly looking for trouble in their relationship, and it doesn't matter what spirit says, it doesn't matter what they're guided to do, they're always looking for something to go wrong. Their check engine light is on constantly. Their flashing light is on constantly. So how are they going to know if something actually is truthfully wrong when you're blocking out what spirit's trying to get to you? And often it's because you're exhausted, you're overtired, you're just, it's too overwhelming. You need to also clear those voices out of your head from the past, whatever the situation is. So, and for myself, it was about boundaries, setting boundaries with people. No, I'm sorry, I can't fit you in right now. It's I've had enough. I'm at my limit, and we'll fit it in at another time, right? And when you have clear boundaries, when you are able to define your boundaries, and then you're able to define them with other people, then you get what you need, right? You're not giving too much. Why are you giving constantly? You don't have to save the world. You're just one person. We all work as a team, right? So I'm still tired. I'm gonna probably take a nap after this reading. I'm feeling the heaviness right now, but I got such a high off of the reading that I did this morning. It was such a beautiful reading, and the person completely negated it, threw it out, because they were so focused on finding fault, finding something wrong, that they couldn't see what Spirit, it didn't matter what Spirit was saying. And so for my part, I just detached. I said, I can't read for you any longer. You don't listen to what Spirit has to say anyway, and what you're doing is toxic, which is not in my highest energy, so you can find yourself another reader. So today, for our items to choose from, I'm looking on my desk and I'm looking at all my beautiful items that are displayed in front of me that I can choose from. And I went over to get my lip gloss. My lips get dry in this, constant heat and constant cold air. And my hair's looking like a mess. I went over and I found that I had set these 2 little boxes over there. I'll probably use them in my little trailer if I ever get it mobile. My friend John gave them to me. He was moving from Sedona back to New Mexico. And I just got a message in that. Thank you. And being that I'm in a Pisces moon and my twin's a Pisces, I like the anchor. And I like the fact that, you know what, you need to get anchored. Getting anchored into one spot. You need to drop your anchor, or maybe you need to pull up your anchor and go to another spot, safe harbor. We'll see what comes up in the reading. So what I found was I had put them away in a box for safekeeping and forgot that I had them. They're valuable, and they're neat, and they're useful. I like them. They represent who I am even, right? Definitely from the sea. And a double fish hook, made in India. My friend John, he lived in Nepal, in the mountains with the monks for, how long was he there? 2.5 years, and didn't even speak. They didn't speak. And he came face to face with a panther, with a leopard. It came and came out in the sun and on the rocks, and was right there in his presence. It was pretty magical. I'm gonna turn down the heat because all of a sudden it got really hot. Just a second. Okay, so the message is there's some things of value that you put away. This is cast iron, but what I heard was cast away. And I'm thinking of Tom Hanks in Castaway. He was all by himself in isolation, right? And he made a friend. He created a friend. His friend, it wasn't even real, wasn't even lifelike, but he created it out of a ball, put a face on it, and that friend kept him alive. Kept him from going crazy, although people might have thought he had, right? He was there all alone. So I don't know, there's a lot of messages coming through here, but the point was I forgot that I had these. I put them away because they were, something that I didn't know what I would do with them at the time, but I knew that they were cool and they were given to me as a gift. Cast iron, cast. And then I'm looking at the hair tie I just took out, which is yellow, which speaks of friendship. It also looks like the sun, the divine masculine, right? And John's always the name of somebody in my life that's a soulmate. Just because I don't have to go into all the reasons, but there's 2 of these, there's a pair, and they're identical. 2 of a kind. Useful, connected to the sea. They've been put in a box. They've been given away by castaways. They were cast off by someone who didn't see any value in them. Obviously, he didn't want them, and he gave them to me. West Elm, San Francisco. Anchor Hook Market. I love San Francisco. It's making me think of a message that we need to speak about. Elm. This is the Nature Speak Oracle. Interesting. Aspen keeps coming up. Shed the old keeps coming up, talking about Colorado for me. Shed the old is the message. Elm. Let's find the elm and find out what the message is for the elm. I'm listening to water sounds, dolphin and whale sounds. They're beautiful. Right as I say that, they go quiet, you goofballs. Okay, are you going to show me where we are at? I'll read it right from the book so I don't, there's no reason for me to have to try and read the message because Spirit already gave it to us as elm, the message of the elm tree. Listen to them playing. Isn't that cool? I'll find it in a second. Okay, elm. Wow, isn't that interesting that I'm so tired again all of a sudden? Just dealing with that energy. That person was toxic. I made a good choice to remove that person, even as a client, right? Even as a client, it's just not good for me. It literally drained my energy in seconds. And it's interesting because I read for them and I was fine because the messages were coming from spirit. But the second I listened to what they had to say, it was just, and it was funny because as I was reading what the person sent to me, the car in front of me said despicable. And I said, I found what that person was doing was despicable. I love this. The elm. This is made on Elm Street in San Francisco. Elm is talking about trusting your intuition. Elm is one of the kindest trees. It leads its gentle strength to those who open up to it, helping us to overcome exhaustion. How perfect for me. Especially that which is accumulated over great lengths of time. It helps us access more universal energies around us. This in turn stimulates our intuition, making it stronger and clearer. Elm's appearance heralds a time to trust in your intuition. Find strength in listening to your own inner voice. You're beginning to sense, feel, and even see that which has not always been obvious, visible around you and around those you deal with daily. Trust it no matter how strange it might seem. It will prove itself out. Absolutely perfect message. All right, so I like that. I love dealing with nature. So this was a friend for me, for sure, the elm tree. So we're going to use these two anchors, and I won't put them back in the boxes because I want them out where I remember where they are. Sometimes it's kind of like I was speaking to someone this morning about our gifts, how Spirit gives us gifts, and we're not given gifts. We all have gifts, but we're not given those gifts so that they stay on a shelf in a shiny box. We're given those gifts to use. God gave you those gifts, not to be embarrassed of them, not to hide from them, but to use them to help yourself and others, right? So this will be earth energy. This is because I was speaking to somebody, and this person is a Capricorn. This is a good message for you. Listen to this message. And as we're talking about getting grounded, I'm going to put on my little crystal rings. I love these. If anybody would like help from me with a private reading or any one of my collections of shamanic from the Shamanic Toolbox, the creations that I make, my website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. I would be honored to put these on. So I'm getting grounded with tiger eye and mookaite, just because I'm feeling like connecting to the earth at this moment. It's helping me get grounded, right? It's helping me get anchored. So earth energy for sure is the first, and they've got the friend and the divine masculine with them. Ooh, good message. So then another item I looked at was the shaman stone. I love this. This is called the garden stone or sacred journey stone. As you can see, you hold on to this. It's Lodalite or Lowlight is another message. You look at it and you go into these different places. I like it because it's like going into the forest. Look at the forest inside. Isn't it incredible? I love this one because there's a river right through the middle. So this will be water element. I have it sitting on a piece of stone that I got when I was in Sedona that I love. I love rocks. I'm all about rocks and crystals, right? So there's that. And then we've got our lucky cat. This black cat. This cat who's saying, surrender. I surrender. This is a money cat. And my mom always had one, and I had this one boxed away, and I found it, brought it out again, sat it on my desk. The Chinese believe that it brings money to you, but to me, it just is a reminder to surrender. I like that. Surrender, air signs. So earth, water, air, fire. Who shall we work with today for fire? I already knew. I looked over on my table, and it was the first one that I saw. This is one of my, oh, and I'll show you something else for a second. This Lodalite, or Lowlight, this is what it looks like polished. This is what it looks like on the backside. And this is a piece of it right here. That looks like a heart or a liver or a kidney, doesn't it? And it's sitting on quartz crystal and muscovite mica that I got from Sedona. This I got, I can't remember. My best friend sent me this. She didn't know what it was, but she sent me a bunch of little stones from Wisconsin. And this These rocks are from Idlewild. So I just wanted to show you, this is what it looks like when it's not polished. So think about us before we become polished. We're a heavy, dark stone. Can't see, no light coming through this, right? But then when it's polished, all of a sudden you see the wonder. We all have this within us, right? So that will be fire. I mean, this is air. What am I saying? What I was going to was, I keep going to the same color, that color of the root chakra, which is a reminder to get grounded. And for me, to get myself back down grounded, right? And I looked at this one when I was saying, what should we go to? This is the first thing my eyes set upon. So it's the happy, peaceful Buddha. And I love this Buddha. He's sitting up there. He's like like my friend John, and like the hermit who goes into isolation. They go into isolation so that they can connect with their own divine self and connect with nature and connect with spirit. And spirit says when the great wave comes, go to the mountain. The mountain with the tablets. The tablets represent your moral code. They represent the law, right? The covenant. And so here you see Buddha sitting with his back on the mountain, like my friend John. And the stones by him, one is amethyst, which is protection and calming and peaceful sleep. The other one is a stone that I was given from the 7 sacred rivers in Sedona, and it's just incredible. Look at the crystals in it. Just incredible. And when I go to Sedona, Thunder Mountain sits up there, and you see how that one's leaning up against the rock? There's a goddess that leans up against Thunder Mountain. And that's how I feel when I go to Sedona. I think I need to go back to Sedona for a trip. And then the stone right here that's in front is tiger iron, which is what I think I need to put on right now. This is my tiger iron that an old neighbor's father gave to me. It was actually, I used to live there off of Bundy Canyon on the farm. And I was living in the house of this young guy, and his father, I used to cut his father's hair. And he came over and he says, because he listened to me, you know, and he heard a lot from John about what I did. See, his name was John. And he says, I have something for you might like. And he got it at a garage sale and he brought it to me. It was on a cheap chain, but this is sterling silver. And inside is tiger iron. And he says, I thought maybe you like it. And I said, I freaking love it. You have no idea. This is a tiger in a cage, right? But this one keeps me grounded. Oh, tiger in a cage. Why are you in a cage? Correct for neutrality on all levels. All right. So this is fire element because this is me with my back up against Thunder Mountain. And I said to someone the other day, I was lightning before the thunder. Before the thunder god, I was lightning. Lightning strikes when she walks in. Why? Because she walks with spirit. She walks on the sacred ground and she connects. And she listens to their lead. So we're starting out with Archangel Michael. The decks that I'm working with today are the decks that I read for that person with this morning. And I loved them. I love that they were out. I was speaking to someone last night and I was uncomfortable. I felt that something wasn't right. It wasn't what it appeared to be. And I knew that. I knew that they weren't who they said they were. And I wanted to know what I should feel about it. And so I took Archangel Michael's deck to sleep with me. And I fell asleep. I told you guys I was so tired. I was speaking to them. Fell asleep with the deck next to me. And I woke up this morning and I still hadn't gotten my answers. So I did the reading for that person. And I got all my answers from Archangel Michael. And I had already asked Archangel Michael to do a sweep. I always ask him to do a sweep of my studio and to sweep my cats and to sweep me, clear any energy that might have leached in that I wasn't aware of, or even something that had come in my own negative thinking. Also, to fix any tears in my auric field, right? I had the most lucid dreams, and it was beautiful. I haven't had them in such a long time. I keep seeing the same person in my dream, though. That's really interesting. The people that I dreamed with were people that were that I knew in Wisconsin, and I know that that's not who I was seeing, but that's who they were representing, those energies. So what I got from my message was, this person you're asking about is trustworthy. So I thought, okay. And I said, what do I do about this situation? And I got patience. I'm like, okay. So it's like allow things to unfold, because sometimes things don't make sense to us, but spirit isn't logical. So the deck that I worked with was also is the relationship deck. That's the one that told me patience. So I'm going to work with that one. So now we begin. For those who chose the anchors, the twin anchors, connected to the sun, solar worship, connected to the divine masculine, connected to the sea. For those who chose the anchors or earth element, correct for neutrality on all levels. I would like to wear my moonstone ring again, but still I haven't been able to. It sits here being cleansed over and over. I have it sitting in a pile of selenite to cleanse it and charge it, but for some reason, every time I put it on, it burns me. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality. For those who chose the twin anchors, I'll turn you guys around so you can watch the cards as I put them down. You can see that, right? Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the twin anchors. This is how I like to do my readings so that you can see that I'm not choosing the cards. The Spirit is. I ask for blessing of protection upon this reading. I ask that I'm used as a divine channel of your healing energy. I ask that the messages that are given are coming from you, Spirit, and that I am able to connect to what it is that you wish for people to understand, and I say the words in the right ways. I just saw Mrs. Doubtfire while I was looking at the dolphins. Isn't that interesting? So this is just confirmation for you that your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. This is another confirmation that we already got when we were being spoken to from the elm tree that said to trust in what your intuition was telling you. This is your highest self talking to you. I was saying to my friend Frank yesterday that I discuss things with my higher self all the time. I'm sarcastic. My higher self is not. But I get smacked all the time by my own higher self. My higher self is there to help me, guide me when I get too tired, when I get possibly knocked off my path by my own negative thinking, by my own fears. So right now, you're being reassured that what you are picking up with your higher self or your intuition is correct. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. So please trust that. There is a prayer. Please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Please allow me to keep my ego out of the way so that your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Isn't that what I just asked in our prayer? Right? So my Archangel Michael, he's here. He's on my desk. He sits on my desk always as a reminder that he's here to help me. I'm not alone. And he's telling me right now, and you, I get that you're feeling a little confused. I get that you're feeling a little uncertain, but you are hearing what I wish to give you. I am speaking to you through your thoughts, through your ideas, through your feelings. We are working as a team. You felt the urge to take action in regards to something, but you kind of hesitated. You weren't sure if possibly you were making the right move. You did make the right move. It was the right move. And Spirit confirming that it's safe to move forward with those changes. So I already made a decision, right? Another message. The idea is an answer to your prayer. You've been asking for help, right? This is an idea that you've gotten. Spirit says act on it. And also a message that your feelings are accurate. We've already gotten that. Yes, it's true what you're getting. If you're not trusting a person or a situation, pay attention to that. Why are you not trusting that person or situation? You're being led by your inner sight. You might not understand why, but it's taking you where you need to go. You've already asked for your ego to step out of the way. You've already asked for Michael to help you, and here he is helping you, right? So we'll go to the relationship deck. For those who chose the twin anchors, correct for neutrality on all levels. Fearlessness. You're being kept awake at night. You're not sure if... Maybe you're afraid to go to sleep because you're afraid of the voices that are going to come. Or maybe you're not sleeping because you're up worrying about finances. You're up worrying about... Your anxiety is keeping you awake. Or maybe you're just like me. You're so tired. I had restless leg syndrome. I was so exhausted. But it's fear. So let's flip it around. I'll read this card, right? I'm awake at night. Why am I awake at night? Well, I was saying I'm awake at night because I'm connecting to someone else who is in a place of fear. I feel that person's energy, so I need to lovingly detach so that I don't feel that energy because I'm run down. So fear is simply a decision you make to think fearful thoughts. If you're stuck in fear now, challenge yourself to reach for a better thought, a thought that feels better. You can take control of what you think. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can control what you're thinking. Okay, I worked with another deck, and I'm going to work with all the decks that I did in this reading. The other deck was the Divine Feather Messenger, because I get messages mostly from my animal messengers. I love them a lot. You guys know that. So the sacred feather, there's a higher meaning. There's a higher meaning, but I'm just going to give the simple version because I have more to give. Flicker. New rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. Sometimes they aren't necessarily what we think, right? And we're fearful. You're being told to trust. Your inner feelings that you're getting are trustworthy. Adapt to the situation at hand. And then what I wanted to do was wrap it up with an affirmation from the Affirmators. My friend Sandy gave me this deck. I love it because it's funny, it's sarcastic, it's me. Look at that cheeky bunny riding on the back of that incredible unicorn, following the rainbow to the pot of gold. They are both a light. They're different, but they're a team, right? Like that. It's in a box of yellow. Happiness, good thoughts. The divine masculine. The sun makes everything grow, right? Correct for neutrality on all levels. Yes, he does. He's a gardener. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the twin anchors. For those who chose the twin anchors. For those who chose the twin anchors, what is the message? Make it pop it or drop it. Pop it or drop it. If in a few seconds I don't get the one, there it is. I knew it was that one. Okay. I was going to say, if I don't get it, Spirit knows I will cut the deck. But I would prefer for them to pull it out for me. So the message, spontaneity. I like that. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? Hell yeah. The only acceptable answer to this question is yes. So buckle up, Charlie. You're about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You're about to learn that yes is a magic word with the power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after-hours hangouts. Yes will lead you to enterprises that you didn't think possible, experiences you didn't think possible, and teach you that lifelong friendships are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. There's a pretty good chance that his name is not Charlie. There's a pretty good chance that your name is not Charlie either. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put these back in because it is possible that we will get the same message for someone else, and I don't want to negate that possibility. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Lodalite, the Lowlight, the Garden Stone, the Sacred Journey Shaman Stone, water, I chose this. And it sits upon iron ore. It's interesting because this is iron ore too. I forgot to tell you how funny it's. That's what it looks like. It's heavy. It's a heavyweight. Funny that they came from the same place, right? Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. I have boxes. I unpacked all my crystals and I was looking at this thinking, what was this for? I remembered right away that it had to be something that was set upon it, right? And it was important. You know what? Will they come together? Will you guys go together? Yes. Oh, how beautiful. Look. They all come together. I like them coming together. I like them all coming together. I get so many messages. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the iron ore garden stone with the muscovite mica and the clear quartz crystal. That's a power pack. This is a powerful set. This is one of my crystal clusters. And then look at that. Put it with a couple of your own. Telling you, this is a way for you to have power in one place. And it's beautiful. I've always loved rocks. Correct for neutrality. For those who chose the iron ore. The iron ore garden stone. I did. I chose that. What is it, Archangel Michael? What is it that you would like to share with us today? What is it that you would like to inform us of? What is it we need to focus upon? This one? Oh, I love it. Guarded and protected. Because we've called on the greatest protector of all, Archangel Michael. Thank you for protecting my loved ones and ensuring me that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. You know what I love about this? Last night I got some information that made me uncomfortable, and so I called in Archangel Michael, my spiritual team, and I asked for him to put my twin in a shield of protection. I said, I don't care what's going on, and I understand he has his own decisions and choices to make, but I would ask for him to be protected at this time, please. And I immediately got answers. And this is an answer in itself for us, that we're being told that Archangel Michael is here to protect us, that our families are protected, that we don't have anything to worry about. I'm looking for my other cards. Where did they go? Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to get a little bit more organized. I am a little tired, you guys, sorry. Let me move this over here. Where did you go? It'll be right in front of me, in broad daylight, right? Because a lot of times what you're looking for is right in front of you. And you keep looking somewhere else. That was what I was trying to say to my client. What you're looking for is right in front of you. And you're looking for something else. Oh, this is strange for me. I'm that tired. Wow. That's incredible. I must be that tired. I got up. I got up to go do something, didn't I? Stand up, Sherry. You know, it's like sometimes you go looking for your keys and they're in your hand, right? Get up. You're sitting on it. Where's your hat? It's on your head. Whatever it is that you were looking for, it's right in front of you. And you're guarded and you are protected. So if you've had fear, like look at, I've got Michael sitting on my desk, right? He's right there watching over me, guiding and protecting me. So Spirit's telling you that you are also guarded and protected in the situation that you're in. Just like I asked for a blessing upon this reading. I asked for a sweep of my room. I asked for my cats to be protected. I asked for my twin to be kept protected, right? So the message is we're a team. Our team is here. Teams work together. And again, he's encouraging us to use our intuition. Follow your intuition. Help me. I now accept your help. Because that's a problem for a lot of people, is that they don't want other people to help. They want to do it all themselves, right? And know that it's right to accept heavenly assistance. There's something going on in your life that's causing you to be quite uncomfortable, feeling like you're vulnerable. But Michael is telling you, don't worry, I'm watching you 24/7. You're good. You don't have to worry about the people that are coming into your life. Drop your guard, drop the defenses in relations with whoever it is. Whoever these people are that you're concerned with. Open your heart and allow yourself to receive. Because often when we're protecting ourselves, it's like I said, remember, if you're on full alert the whole time, how are you going to recognize the difference between what you're feeling 24/7 and when something is actually something you need to pay attention to? Your sensor light needs to be checked, right? Check your sensor light. It might be needing to be recharged. You need to possibly sleep. You need to get yourself into a place where you're capable of hearing and understanding. But Spirit's asking you to open your heart to giving and receiving love. That way you can experience what it is so desperately that you want and that you deserve. This is allowing others to help you, support you, get to know you, learn to love you. They're showing you you don't need to worry about your finances. You're staying awake at night. The other person was like, couldn't even sleep, right? Don't worry about that. Your needs are going to be met. If there's a situation that you're feeling the need to protect yourself, 555 I'm looking at on the clock. A significant change taking place in your life, always for the better. Good idea to call upon Spirit for help with those changes. Just so that you know I'm telling the truth. I don't ever lie, but there you go, 555, right? 555. I pay attention to the times. I pay attention to what's happening while I'm talking to you. So you're guarded, you're protected. If you've had a legal issue, it goes in your favor. It's going to be okay. It'll be a positive outcome. You need to rest knowing that the ones that you love are also guarded by Michael. You don't have to stress. I said, I hand my twin over to you. I'm too tired right now. I hand you over to him. Please take care of him, right? So this is saying your children are protected and loved. Your loved ones are protected and loved. And even the ones that are in spirit, of course they're loved. They are now protecting you. So let's say it one more time. Thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it is right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. I like that a lot. So let's go to the relationship cards. Correct for neutrality for those who chose the IronOre, the garden. The IronOre, the garden. I'm not looking at these cards while I shuffle. I keep my eyes closed because I know them well. Oops, one fell on the ground and one was in my hand. So, what fell on the ground must be stress. Okay. So what we're looking at is control. Oh, control is what knocked over the black cat. The black cat that says surrender. Control was the issue there. That was the problem there. Somebody wanting to be in control. Look at this. This could be a male or a female. You see this one standing with their hands on their hips, wearing a heart, but it's with a dog collar. It makes me think of Prince, our cat. He came to us and he had a dog collar on his neck. All he wanted was to be loved. This person is wrapped in pink, which is very loving. This person with the divine masculine shining from behind, right? Has pearls of wisdom wrapped around the wrist. But feeling the need to control a situation. We only see what we're ready to see and can now only follow the rules that we understand. So surrender the illusion that you're in control of anyone, including yourself, and let life surprise you. Remember, the black cat got knocked over because control was an issue. And then this one, boundaries. Someone's leaning over your fence. Why are you leaning over my fence? Remember, what did I say about our boundaries? We need to define our boundaries first for ourselves and then uphold them, right? Define your comfort zone, respect the personal space of others, and allow them to discover the truth by themselves. In this way, healthy relationships thrive. Because if you point something out and somebody doesn't get it, they need to learn their lesson. It's not for you to shove it down somebody else's throat, right? Stay on your side of the fence. If it's toxic, good place to stay on your side of the fence. And don't allow others to lean into your environment, to try and control you, even though they say they're doing it in a loving way. No, you're controlling a situation. Okay, so for that, I just got a message. So right now, I'm going to block somebody because I know that they're not talking to me as who they say that they are. And whether you're trying to protect somebody because you love them or not, it's a form of control. And I don't like it. So right now, this person is going to be blocked. And it doesn't do me a lot of good because I know that this person will come back as another person, probably is on my page in many different ways, but I don't like being controlled. And so this person isn't even a friend of mine, and that's the truth. How interesting is that? That person is not a friend of mine. Went to block them and they weren't even a friend. So that was a boundary that was somebody was leaning over on my side of the fence and they were encroaching, trying to control. And the truth of the matter was, it's exactly what I was seeing. A man-woman, right? Woman-man in one, trying to control the situation. No. And I am guarded and protected. I'm not worrying about it. But when I follow my intuition, I'm led to what I'm meant to do. And I do it. That's the message that we've been getting. So for the feathered messengers, the divine feathered messengers, what is it that you have to say to those who chose the iron ore? Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the iron ore. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the iron ore. Ooh. Make it clear, please. Make it clear, please. For those who chose the iron ore. Make it clear, please. All right, thank you. The canary sings. The canary goes and they used to put canary in cages in gold mine. And if the canary stopped singing, it was dead because it was toxic. If the bird wasn't able to live, they shouldn't be there. Isn't that awful? So this is step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. Speak your truth. Yellow, bold, beautiful. The divine masculine. Happiness. The sun. Oh, excuse me. All right, what else do we have here? The affirmation. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the iron ore, I have a dream coming on. I can't tell you. My eyes are so heavy right now, I can barely keep them awake. I have a dream coming on. Right on. The beauty, the peacock, the phoenix rising. I am beautiful even when I don't think it. I am beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all of the time to show it. You don't have to try. Beautiful. All right. Let me put these back. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the black cat, who says, I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. You're under arrest in every language. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the black cat, and I did not. I like the panther, but my panther has blue eyes, not green. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the black panther, the black panther without green eyes. Correct for neutrality. The money cat. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. There we go. You have created this situation and you have the power to change it. So here you see this artist. She's looking at that unicorn and she's painting the unicorn. So if she wants to look at something different, she can paint a different picture. So let me look at what I'm seeing here. I want to look with my magnifying glass because I don't want to miss anything. Look at the size of this magnifying glass. My mom gave it to me. Actually, she left it for me because she's in spirit. So she's not drawing what the horse looks like. She's actually not drawing a unicorn. She's drawing a horse and he looks like a mess. But in standing in front of her is a beautiful unicorn with a beautiful... Wow, this is a man that's painting. Archangel Michael is painting. That's interesting. Why does it look like a mess? What's standing in front of Archangel? But he's not seeing it as a mess. Okay, I'm confused. Yes, you are. I'm looking at his palette. His palette is filled with multicolor, but he's painting a white and black horse. He's painting something black and white when there's multi-dimensions to it. He's emphasizing something. It's Michael that's painting this picture. Or is it? Thank you for letting me lean on your strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. I'm confused as to why this beautiful unicorn stands in front of him, but that's not what he's painting. Because what they're showing you is not who they are. That's the message. I don't know if you can see it up close, but what you see standing in front of Archangel Michael is a beautiful unicorn. But what is in that picture is not even a unicorn. It's a horse, and it's an ugly old horse. Wow. Wow. Gosh, I love that I follow my intuition and I'm correcting when I do it. Let's go to this. Correct for neutrality on all levels. It's an ugly old horse. An ugly old horse. Not a beautiful creature that it shows you. Union. Wow, there's 3. Union. You are brought together in the belief that in partnership you can be better, stronger, kinder, and more generous than you can be on your own. In a sacred marriage, love reveals its true nature. A sacred union. You know the feeling. Affair. Short romantic involvements are important affairs of the heart. You're brought face to face with the desire for fulfillment and your fear of letting go. These are stepping stones to a far greater love. So there's a union, there's an affair. How interesting. And then worthiness. There's nothing that is too good to be true for someone as wonderful as you. Knowing that you deserve the very best, life gives you everything you need to be happy. And what's she doing? She's alone in a milk bath. A beautiful milk bath. Now, what is it that you would like? A union, a sacred union where there is bliss and where they face each other? Or where one person's eyes are open and the other person's eyes are closed and they're offered an affair? That's what I'm getting from this. You've created this situation and you've got the power to change it. So what did I do? I deleted that person, right? I want a sacred union, not one that appears to be a beautiful unicorn standing in front of me when it's an ugly old horse that isn't a unicorn. Wow. Why? Because I'm worthy of it and so are you. There's nothing too good to be true for something as wonderful as you. Know that you deserve the very best. Life gives you everything you need. Everything you need to be happy. Wow. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the black cat that is under arrest in every state. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Pop it or drop it, please. Whoop, there we go. Thank you. Okay, this is just confirmation. Spirit said to me, birds are talking to you, and there's one specific bird that's making itself very known to you, and it's the Cardinal. I'm going to show you. It's everywhere for me. I almost bought a front door mat with the Cardinal on it. I'm going to go get it. I have a little Christmas tree. It's beautiful. It was little, but the lights didn't work. Last year, all the lights went out in it. So I've got lights up in my house, but I don't have a tree. So my mother always liked asparagus ferns. And I found this little asparagus fern in the clearance section after Halloween last year with this little, and I've kept it alive. When it gets too much water, it drops all of its leaves. When it gets not enough, the same. It's very fussy. Ferns are very fussy. And here is an adorable little nightlight. The light doesn't work right now. I need to get a new battery for it. I can get it at the dollar store though. But I love snow globes. I love the snow, and I love snow globes. Reminds me of Wisconsin. And then here are cardinals. There's 3 cardinals here. Cardinals are the ones, they speak about your own nobility. They're noticeable. They have a beautiful song. You don't miss them when you see them. They stand out, don't they? They've got something to say. It's talking about knowing your own importance. Cardinal says, stand tall and proud. See the leadership role unfolding ahead of you, right? You make your choices. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels for those who chose the peaceful Buddha with their back against the mountain. The one that's the hermit, the one that's gone in to examine themselves, the one who leans on spirit, the ones who knows the power of crystals and what they can do in their life. I love this. And this rock that it sits upon, I don't know if you guys can see it. I wanted to use this rock, and then I thought, oh, it's covering up everything. It's got power centers all around, little power centers, other rocks that are inside embedded. It sits on clear quartz crystal, which is clear quartz is a charging, like a booster, an amplifier, right? So it's amplifying the crystals here that has the sacred red rocks. And when you look at the sacred red rocks, you can see a face in here. I don't know if you can see it as well as I am. Let me use my pointer to show you. There are 2 eyes here, and there's a mouth. This is the head. It's like a mask around on it. And this is the body. This is basically the elementals of Sedona. When I climb in Sedona, when I went up into the Sacred Union Cave, I called it Sacred Union. I called it Unity Cave, actually, and it ended up being, it's called Keyhole in all reality, and it's a very dangerous place, but Spirit sent me there. And when I was trying to get up the mountain, I was terrified. I heard, you're going to die, and I said, no, I'm not. And then I said, Father, hold me. I asked the mountain to hold me and pull me up, and the mountain did. And that's what I see in this, is the elemental holding on to that peaceful Buddha, that one, this flipped, that one that's going inside to try and connect with higher self and spirit. Make a commitment, Archangel Michael says. As an angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength and allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. So that's what the hermit is doing, right? That's what the hermit is doing at this time. Making a commitment. My path, I will not sway from my path. My path is most important for me. I've made a commitment to my path. What is it that you need to commit to? You need to fully commit to it. You're asking about, it could be anything. Somehow you want to improve a situation in your life. I like that. That holds my card. I like that. You want to improve a situation in your life. The amethyst is standing out for me right now. It's important. Calm, peaceful. So you need to get to a place like this. Get to a place of calm. Close your eyes. Get to a meditative place. Listen to the music like I'm listening. The sound of the whales and the dolphins. The dolphins remind us to play. The importance of playing. Playing to manifest. The importance of the whale's song. Whale is reminding you to get clear on your soul's path. That's what the whales speak about, going deep. They all work as part of a team. So right now, you're feeling a little bit unsure. You're not quite sure if you deserve whatever it is or whether you should move forward on it. But Spirit says you need to let go of that uncertainty. And if you're unsure, get quiet. Get quiet. Ask Archangel Michael, how can I improve this situation? Well, he's telling you, by making a commitment to it. Commit to your current relationship. Allow the intimacy to come in. Allow yourself to be given what it is you've asked for. Allow yourself to completely enjoy the moments. Be present here now. Whatever this project is that's in front of you, throw yourself into it. Commit to it. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're a teacher, whatever it is, if you're a painter, the last picture was Archangel Michael painting. Put yourself into your work and be confident. If you're a speaker, be confident when you speak that you are being guided by higher self. So your prayer again. Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. I haven't used this deck for a long time, but I'm telling you, whenever I'm in a place of fear, I go to Michael right away. I knew right away. When I was concerned for my twin, I knew right away, Michael's the one. Correct for neutrality. I work with Metatron and Michael daily, but Michael is, I work with him constantly. And it's awesome, you guys, because just like the Father and the Master Jesus, he can be everywhere with everyone at the same time. So you're not bothering him. You're not taking him away from any of his sacred duties. That is his sacred duty. Gratitude. Focus on gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is what manifests. And look at this one holding these pearls. Are they pearls of wisdom, things that you have learned? You could look at it as a problem, as a trouble. Oh my God, look what happened to me, blah, blah, blah. Those are pearls of wisdom that you're holding in your hands. Be grateful that you learned that lesson. Think about all you have to be grateful for at this time. A grateful heart is fertile ground for more love and opportunity to blossom in your life. What are you grateful for? I said to somebody else, just start. When you wake up sad or upset, start about everything. I'm grateful for my kitties. I looked at my kitties today on the porch. I put out a video of my blessings. I called them my 2 blessings. I love them. So sweet they are. I look at the things that are around me. I'm so grateful that I have my mom's pieces of her sacred, the tools that she worked with every day. She's gone, but things that mattered to her, they hold her energy. And they matter to me too. And look what one is. The peaceful Buddha. And look what the other one is. The horse. The horse, which represents spirit, spiritual assistance, right? These were my mom's. They're little things, but they're invaluable. The fact that you've got 2 legs and 2 hands and 2 arms, and the fact that you can speak, and the fact that you can walk, and the fact that you can see, and the fact that you can eat and taste and enjoy, the fact that you have vision, oh, the fact that you're able to see, just incredible. So much that you can hear the sounds. A lot of people don't have all the options that we have, all the things to be grateful for. For those who chose the peaceful Buddha on the rock, I did. The goddess on the rock. Correct for neutrality. Pop it or drop it, please. What is the message that's most important for us to hear? Correct for neutrality on all levels. What is the message most important for us to hear? Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality. This one. I looked at that because I saw the fox. The fox is your kitsune. Robin. Robin is new beginnings. I miss the robins. You see robins in Wisconsin and you see them in Canada where I was from, but you don't see them around here. I don't see them. New growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. Make a commitment to it, right? Make a commitment to it. I love that. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Affirmator. What is the message for us? For those who chose the Lodalite, the garden stone, correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Lodalite, low light, correct for neutrality on all levels. Ooh, that was easy. Confidence. In this moment, I take a step back and I look at myself with the pride of a good mother. I see an abundance of abilities and talents that show up all the time in big and little ways. If I could stick myself on a refrigerator, I would. I would invite all the neighbors over and say, look at that. Can you believe what an A+ that is? This is having confidence with yourself, confidence with your project, with whatever this is, making a commitment to this relationship. It's talking about new beginnings, right? What was the message over here. What was our... It was about being grateful, right? Grateful for what we have in front of us. You've got an idea, you've got a relationship, you've got a project. You have to have that belief and the confidence to move forward. You've had difficult things happen to you. Recognize the wisdom and that they've turned into pearls of wisdom that can be in your tool belt. I'm grateful for that, right? Beautiful, beautiful reading, you guys. I love this. And I love the fact that it wasn't 3 hours long. So, whoops. Sorry, that guy's having a hard time surrendering, isn't he? This black cat. It's going to fall on his face, but sometimes that's what has to happen. You need to fall on your face before you get it. And remember, what was one of the messages? Let them figure it out for themselves. There's no point in you going blue in your face trying to explain something to somebody who's not listening, who's not hearing. They'll figure it out on their own. Or they won't. But it's not for you to worry about, right? So, we're done. I will upload this right away. We're at 55:55. Woo! Talk about significant changes occurring, always for the better. Call upon Spirit for help with these changes. I love you guys. We'll speak soon.